feel. I keep it so for real. Who feeling that glow in here? I'm giving that soldier chills. My jewelry the coldest chill. Story treacherous, I effortlessly show skills. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, first off the edge like I don't know no fear.
Yeah.
Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are. And now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. They'll let Charles try and get him in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal.
Switch it. Tighten up.
Another shot here for Charles. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Marcus Davenport has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here's Matt Hawk now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And taken right on the 30. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase them.
They begin the drive with Charles. Room here to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Mike 51, Mike 51. One. Undercrunch. Check three. Hey, Mike 51.
On first down, it's Charles again. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Kill. Three.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. 6 catches, 94 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
On second down now, it's Charles. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Out of the gun now on third down. And it's caught by Parker. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there for the Dolphins. 49 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
I think they're going to have to make some decisions here. That's his 2nd fumble here in the 1st quarter. And what I mean by that is, do you have the confidence to stay with him? Or are you going to have to make a change and maybe go to someone else?
Motion. Go, Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd. Here we go.
A 1st down carry here for Charles. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the curl. 52's the mic, boys. 52. Rip left.
Coming right, this is Charles. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
We got 4. It's now 3rd and 8. Mike 52. You ain't doing nothing today. Check safety. No. Off.
Now Jamal Charles on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 4th down, they snap it to Mariota. And he's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
They'll run on 1st down. Charles trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
36. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Check, boys. One.
Throwing on 2nd down. Mariota. This is the tight end fan. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
He's coming. We got double up.
They run it. It's Charles. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Hey, man, got 4 down.
Second and goal at the 5-yard line.
On second down, it's Charles. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So as they take it over, we step aside. They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. 4th and goal. Here we go with Charles. Nor the first down. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was success. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Penny, a first down carry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. Fighting through, and he's got space. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Lamar Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
This is fielded at the goal line. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jerick McKinnon making his way back onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I got you. I got you.
On the run, it's Charles. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. All day, just like that. Just like that. Mike 52. Mike 52.
It'll be Charles again. He has been the workhorse tonight. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, Charles. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
This is complete to Michael Thomas. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Go, Mike 51. 3. Hey, it's coming up. Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd. Here we go.
One. Where are they, team? One.
On second down now, it's Charles. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Check 24. You go tight. You got tight. Right there. 52's the mic right here.
They run. Charles. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
On second down, it's Charles. And able to work his way down to the 16. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Third and short yardage. Mariota. That'll be complete to Cook. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the offense not going anywhere. They're staying out there. They've converted once already on this drive. Here they go again on fourth down. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They get 6 yards going for it on fourth, and now it's first and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So we have reached... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Short yardage situation. Here's Charles. And he's able to get the first before.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Mariota on 1st down. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now this throw caught left side. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a 1st down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. They go back to the ground now with Charles. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Charles. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
51 the mic, boy, 51. All day, all day.
On 2nd down now, it's Charles. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. 52's the mic. Watch Mike, watch Mike.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't begin.
One.
Joker. Hey, I need one over here.
One.
On 3rd down, Charles. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
51's the mic.
You don't know.
It's a safety creep. Go. 51's Mike. Mike 51. I'm on. 51's the mic. 51.
On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Hey, he's coming to you. Motion. Hey.
They run once more with McKinnon. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. And boy, that hole closed quickly, and I don't think McKinnon got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beef eaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They'll drop the throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Marcus Mariota getting ready to go again here on offense. He's been a good game manager. They're winning here in the 3rd quarter, but really, the ground game is where it's been at for them, hasn't it?
So whatever the game plan was, you just got to focus on continuing to run the football. And really, that takes the pressure off of the guy throwing it around. Doesn't have to be the focal point. Hand it off, let him chew up the yardage in big plays, and your team's winning. The only people upset, the fantasy guys who may have started him at quarterback in their leagues.
And we'll see if they continue with the recipe of the ground game. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Yo. Check nickel.
Again, it's Charles. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Delay of game, offense.
4 down.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Mariota now on 2nd down. And this one complete to Smith. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. And Thomas has it. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. This is Charles. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Charles, and he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Charles. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll hand it off. This is Charles. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Side of the ball, there's an opportunity because...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. Then he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Marcus Davenport, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now left side on the swing pass, and he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. Give him 2 yards on that play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's, and he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, the play of the game.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
17 there and a New Orleans first down.
What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Mariota now. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. It's a big play there for the Saints. 41 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Mariota. It's caught. Smith. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Hey, come on now, come on now. Mike 52, Mike 52. No chance.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the
They'll keep it on the ground. Charles, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The Dolphins on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They'll set up a throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marcus Davenport. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
It's taken to the 26. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They'll keep it on the ground, this time with Charles. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Big gas. Whip. Watch the whip. Check. Fresh down. Three. Check.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Well, he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Kill.
They'll run on first down. It's Charles, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki. 3rd down here. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. On 1st down, Charles. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Hit on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Charles. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mariota. He's got his tight end Fant. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On 1st down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. They'll keep it on the ground. Charles finding room at the 30. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey, check 24. Check
one.
Mariota here to throw. Completes it to Fant on the right side. 23 yards on the play. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I tell you, Charles, You play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, getting the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've lost this one.
Coaches want to.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Mariota. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game.
Hey, watch the slant.
One.
A first down throw for Mariota. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it? Yeah. This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time.
Killing and did it again. But the intent on down to win.